the nature of the economy and the units played. So not many matches will be that short, probably. Depends on how it plays out. But for our next highlight game, as ShoeFlyPie is getting that ready, we're going to bring up AVUltima versus ClassicMetal.
So this was the third game in their series, so it had been tied up 1-1, and this was the deciding match, so it was both players were feeling rather tense, so let's see how it went. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Alright, do you want to go over the units this time, Bestie?
Yeah, sure. ClassicMetal going for only Squirrels as his tier 1 units. He's had 3 tier 2 units, Chameleons, Falcons, and Ferrets, and it has the Wolf and a Sniper Balloon. Meanwhile, AVUltima going 3 tier 1 units instead with the Lizards, Squirrels, and Toads. While he has Ferret as his tier 2s, Wolf as his tier 3, and Sniper Balloon as well. So both trying to take advantage of any sort of vision here.
Alright, so looking at the map, it looks like ClassicMetal has this little fortress of his own right here of very high ground with cliffs and water surrounding everything, and he's got 2 bases on it, so I mean that second expansion will be very secure for him. But
I'm slightly worried about ClassicMetal's tempo for this game because he only has Squirrels to work with for the time being, which, you know, it works very well. But AVUltima has a choice of Lizards, Squirrels, and Toads to go out, so if he sees ClassicMetal mass a lot of Squirrels, he can just counter that pretty easily, and it's going to still take a while for the tier 2 units to come online.
Yeah. And AVUltima is building mostly Lizards right now, and Lizards fare very well against Squirrels in most situations. The high ground could be a bit of an issue for him pushing into the Squirrels. Since, he doesn't have high ground vision to work with. So
I just don't think that AVUltima can actually assault this base. It's just how enclosed it is.
Yeah. On the flip side, he can contain him fairly easily because there's only one entrance to it, and there's a mill right in front of it. So AVUltima is bringing some Lizards in. He's going to start an assault. Their armies are fairly even, though. Oh, he's taking that base. So he's just going to try to hold ClassicMetal in this little area and play the long game, keeping him confined to 2 bases while he has 5 bases to build on. So if this game goes late, AVUltima could have a sizable economic lead.
I mean, if he can try some sort of weird sneak play by wading through the little marsh area, he could probably take AVUltima by surprise, but this is not looking great for ClassicMetal straight off the bat. AVUltima just definitely going for the contain. He's already putting down Sniper Balloon there.
Yeah. So ClassicMetal is starting his expansion too, hoping to build up a bit more of a force to try to break through that point. But if he waits too long, AVUltima just could have an unstoppable army with his larger economy advantage.
Alright. It does look like ClassicMetal is working towards getting as many farms as he can possible. I'm slightly worried that he's doing this right now, because again, he only has these 2 expansions to work with. So if he ends up starving out because he's rushing these farms so fast, this could be really bad for him. But at the same time, he's saving 1 farm, so...
Yeah, and AVUltima has done something really smart here. Instead of putting his economic expansion on this forward base that could get taken down if ClassicMetal puts it, he takes the one all the way in the bottom corner to build his expansion on. So even if ClassicMetal tries to go and assault that base, it'd be so far out of the way that AV could sneak back and hit his main. So ClassicMetal doesn't really have a chance to hurt AV's economy right now.
Okay, so ClassicMetal is going to be going for the Falcons. So what he could do is just sneak attack with Falcons. All he has to do is get his commander around the entire map, and because Falcons just fly over any terrain, that could be his way into attacking AVUltima if AVUltima doesn't recognize he has Falcons.
Yeah. AVUltima on the other hand has started a wolf building, and ClassicMetal has started his own wolf. So we're going to see some wolf battles going in. right now ClassicMetal has a bit of a larger army. See if AVUltima can catch up in the army value before that happens.
He is amassing a lot of tier 1 units right now. I will say, despite him having 3 expansions, he's not going for any farm at all. He's just going for expansion taking.
Yeah, I think he's trying to block off ClassicMetal from doing any sneaky expansions, that he just doesn't have to pay attention to that side of the map and he can focus solely on this point without having to worry about ClassicMetal doing a sneaky expansion and hitting him with a backdoor.
But look how much food that ClassicMetal is just having for himself, because he's just focusing on getting his own economy. Like I said earlier, that this could be an issue for him.
Is that ClassicMetal is sitting on 400 food, and you think, why isn't he spending it? Well, he doesn't have much room left to build. I don't think he has any available locations to build warrens left, because he had some suboptimal warren placements over here at the north of his initial base, and he'd have to sell some of those to reposition them better to be able to put down more units.
AVUltima has his wolf at the ready.
Yeah, plus he's got another sniper balloon at that choke.
With ClassicMetal, he's gonna go for 2 wolves, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
gotta beat them with numbers.
I think he knows he's on the back door, so he needs a brute force to push through this and get out of this container, or else he'll starve out eventually. Oh, his commander goes down. His units aren't being controlled right now.
Here we go. The first wolf buff is on.
Oh, I think AVUltima is cleaning this up because ClassicMetal just could not command his units.
Yep, there we go. The last of the squirrels is down. AVUltima has definitely won this battle here.
Yeah, huge losses for ClassicMetal in that fight. But he already has his second wolf back up, and he's going for a fight right again. He's going to push back. And I don't think AVUltima was expecting this. His army's back, but ClassicMetal thinks better of it and does not engage yet. He's waiting for all of his units to produce, and he's going to go in now. His buff goes up
this time this time AVUltima was the one who wasn't really on the battlefield quite yet, and the Falcons are just doing so much work. They're just tearing into AVUltima's army right now. They're finally down, but that was a lot of damage, and the squirrels still remain relatively unharmed on the side of ClassicMetal.
Yeah, I think AVUltima had his wolf too far back, and by the time he got his wolf buff off, about half of his units had already died from ClassicMetal's wolf. And now ClassicMetal's second wolf is back, and he has army left to push through with a double wolf buff, and just wipes out the remaining of AV's army.
Oh my gosh, the double wolf buff, even though like AVUltima was able to get his wolf buff off first, it's just not enough manpower at all. And ClassicMetal is just ripping into this mill without any remorse.
So
that's one down.
And AV just doesn't have any warrens left because he had all his warrens on the front line. So he can't reinforce to contest ClassicMetal's
Oh no,
army.
the wolf! The wolf was walking path in the wrong direction! Instead of going down, he just went to the side and just allowed ClassicMetal to just take it out instantly.
Yeah, AV just doesn't have the warrens to be able to reinforce enough to contest this army.
Three left.
Squirrels streaming in, and he has constant reinforcements. And AVUltima just lost his last warren except for his wolf. I think he's done.
This is it. He has enough food, but they're not going to build in time, and he's just hunting down all the expansions at this point right now. There's nothing AVUltima can actually do to stop this. He's going to go for one last ditch attempt to defend this last expansion down the bottom where he actually has farm. But here comes ClassicMetal knocking on the door of AVUltima.
He's going to take out these ones before they have a chance to reduce anything. This is game. ClassicMetal, with his back against the wall, pushes out with the strength of the double wolf. And I think he just caught AVUltima off guard.
And that's going to be game. ClassicMetal will take this game in what should have been a one-sided match for AVUltima, but holy crap, he just turned that one around.
Yep. Alright, so let's